good afternoon everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before I start doing the reading, can I just say a really big thank you to everybody who's supported me this year with starting off. You've been ever so kind and I really look forward and really enjoy doing the readings. It makes me smile every time. So thank you ever so much. It means a huge amount to me that you've all been so kind and supported me. Today's reading, before I start, I have uploaded an astrology snapshot onto the tarot channel, which was actually meant to go in the new astrology channel, but it didn't make it because I'm not very well organised. If you like a free astrology or tarot reading, if you want to have a look at that snapshot, which I know isn't popular because it's not as personal, which isn't fair enough, but it's still something I like doing. If you can guess who it is before I actually reveal, then just put a comment in the comment section, just say who you think it might be, and I will take all the names that have commented on who they think it is and I will enter them for a free reading. Okay, your reading today is going to be their feelings for you in 2021. So we're going to have a look at their feelings, what they intend to do about it, and advice for you. Soul Scientist asked me, she's somebody who comes quite a lot, which is really nice. She asked me to perhaps look at writing a message from your future self at the end. So I have actually got a Christmas present of blackboard and a pen, so I will do that at the end. I'll set myself up now because I'm going to forget. Right, so we'll get started. You have 3 piles as usual. So their feelings for you in 2021, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, if you want to take your choice, and then we'll get going. Pile number 1, your pile is really interesting because you have got up here, and this was supposed to signify them. You've got the 5 of Cups here, and in your past you also have the 5 of Cups, and you have also in the past the 7 of Swords, which to me is sneaky, and then up here you have got the 7 of Swords in the the Dark Goddess pack. So it speaks to me very strongly, because it's come up twice, of somebody who in the past is, well, they're not in your life anymore. There's loss and there's regret, and there's been some sort of sneaky action or slipping out of your life in some way, and I don't think you're together. Really strong feeling, and also excuse me, oh my gosh, there's also a strong feeling of communication being a problem. Probably lack of it at the moment, if this is the case. If this is a scenario that you aren't actually together, there's going to be no communication, is there? Or not much. Right, so this is somebody whose feelings for you are very romantic, very sort of lovey-dovey, they have an idea or an ideal of how life should be and how a relationship should be. But with the Emperor card next to this, I also think that it's almost like a childlike ideal. It's like a man or a woman who needs to control things but still expects to be loved regardless of what they put into the situation. It makes me think of somebody who is quite established in their everyday life. They know what they're doing, they know where they're going, they're probably revered as being very efficient in work. But when it comes to love relationships, it's almost as if this person hasn't quite developed. They think they're developed, and on the outside they look like they are, because there's probably a lot of people who are attracted to them. They're probably, are in and out of relationships quite easily, or even hold down long-term relationships quite easily. But there's something about this person with these 2 cards together, and this has been so romantic, so open, so much wearing their heart on their sleeve, and this one the complete opposite. It makes me feel that a part of this person isn't developed, and it's got to do with romance. And that's the issue with regards to why this person isn't in your life anymore. It's as if they're not there, something's been lost, as if you've broken up, but there's still like a string holding you two together. Sorry, I'm laughing about an old story about string. The Seven of Swords makes me think of that this person slipped out of your life, and probably or possibly there wasn't a lot of communication, or the communication was rather stilted in some way. So that's what I'm getting so far. So oh my lordy. With regards to their feelings for you, what I've picked up without even looking at this side is regret. It's regret and not even knowing what happened, because I don't think this person is oh my lord, why am I here talking when I can't speak? I don't think this person is in touch with their feelings as they like to think they are. Right, Ten of Pentacles and the Fool. Okay, I wonder with the Ten of Pentacles here and the Fool, it makes me think that you have both separated and are actually trying to oh, I'm so sorry today. I haven't even been drinking coffee. I just get the feeling that the Ten of Pentacles, that you've both gone off in different directions and actually just working on yourselves and your family and your surroundings and your money and your work. So I think that is probably the situation that you're in at the moment, that you've separated and you're both trying to get the best out of your life. And then this is followed by the Fool. I think pretty soon after the new year there's going to be some sort of jumping back into this relationship, or some sort of communication that is quite a bit of a shocker to either both of you or one of you. I don't know who's going to instigate it. At the moment I think it's them. You're coming across as the Seven of Wands as being quite defensive, and I assume it's over what's happened in the past. It's as if there's some anger, or there's just the fear of more conflict. You don't really want to either get stuck in again, or you don't think that it's possible. Now, this is the weird card, because they are coming across with regards to feelings towards you as the nicest card. I always think the sweetest card in the pack, because it means more than the major arcana. The Two of Cups is somebody who gives and can see that it's reciprocated, and it is reciprocated. You do have feelings for this person and they feel exactly the same for you. They think that they match you and that you're both equal. But with regards to these cards here, this person I think may have a rather idealistic, immature idea of what love should be. So just because they feel it doesn't mean it should just be so. It's not as if they feel, do you know what it makes me think of? I'm trying to say this without getting the sexes mixed up. It makes me think of, male or female, a very masculine person who sees their relationship separate from their everyday life. As in, they go to work, they could go out in the evening with friends, you know, go to the gym and then come back and then expect you to be really lovey-dovey, whether you're male or female, even though you haven't given the attention, because maybe it's the way that their parents were, and they just expect it and they're confused why it hasn't happened. It's almost like an old-fashioned feeling to this person. Romantic and sweet, but not quite aware of what they need to put in to get things out. But their feelings are really, genuinely sweet towards you. Right, once again here, hopes and fears, lying low, nothing really happening. So it's almost as if this relationship is in a bit of a slumber period. Not much is happening, but this pile is really good because the end card is the Sun. And with the Fool as well, it's like the beginning of a new journey. So 2021, with regards to this person who you're thinking or asking about, it's going to be, it's like the ultimate excitement. It's like going on holiday with somebody who you've daydreamed about for years. It's just that feeling of picking things back up again, it being exciting, it being fun, and it's just like a new romance type of feel. Even if it's somebody you already know, which you may, or you've got to know them. I don't know how well you know them. I'm just looking at the cards in the background. If you don't know them very well, you've not actually got what you wanted out of this person. You've wanted more, possibly. They feel a lot for you, but they don't quite know how to show it. But next year, to me, with these two major arcana, is going to be big. In your eyes, it's going to feel like you're getting what you want if you can get over this feeling of past conflicts, past hurts, or just basically feeling defensive. Right, now you've got the Fool card in front of you with regards to their feelings for you. So they basically want to chuck themselves in your lap. You've got the Sun card there. They want to clarify everything, make it open, make their feelings open. I suppose the only discrepancy in this pack is the fact that they may not be able to understand why you were upset in the first place with the Knight of Cups and the Emperor here. Either you have slipped out of this relationship because it's not met your needs, or they have slipped out of the relationship without even realising what they've done, because they're just following their instincts without realising what they need to put into a relationship to make you both happy. But this person does think that they make you happy. They think that you're their equal. And with the Emperor, in their eyes, that's a real compliment. If they think that, then you know, if they think that, because Emperors tend to be very confident, because Aries is very much upfront and they don't think too much about the wheres and the hows. It's basically, this is me, this is who I am, and there's not a lot of questioning there with regards to ego. If they are quite Aries, there'll be other signs. If they've got a bit of a timid ego, there'll be other signs that feed into that. Oh my God, I cannot speak today. I'm so sorry. Right. Now, when I saw this Seven of Swords behind, and then you coming up here as the Seven of Air, this Laverna is the goddess of rascals. You know, what more could you want from a goddess to be a goddess of rascals? So it's almost asking you, so this is your advice, and I'm going to write it down in a minute, is to shapeshift, almost to change your personality so that you aren't that bothered about the things that they give or they can't give, or you basically just roll up and say, you know, this is the basics, this is what I need from this relationship, or it's not going to work. You've got to think outside the box and redefine yourself, and you've got to be quite crafty with it. It may even upset the status quo in some way, but that's what it's sort of asking. It's almost as if you've got it in your hands if you want it, but you're the one that may have to change, because if this person is so staid, they may not be able to change. With Mercury up here, it's got to do with something that you need to communicate to this person, possibly. Right, I've got some extra cards here to see how they are going to come towards you. So the Fool and the Sun makes me think of somebody who's quite upfront about it, somebody who's quite forward, quite open, and it's something quite exciting. But the cards here on the side tend to think there's a lot of watching and waiting as well. So as if they've got their eye on you, the Two of Cups. It's these type of cards at the side, the type of cards where somebody sidles up next to you and is just standing there, and they're there, and it's almost as if you weren't expecting it, and the person's very close to you. It's almost as if they don't know what to say, and then they will be there and they'll be very close to you. They'll make sure that they turn up where you are next year, and that's how they think they're going to start it again. And it also makes me think as well that this person is watching you quite a lot. Right, so for your advice, you've got the Seven of Air. You are the goddess of rascals. Do you know what I'm thinking? That goddess of rascals up there, which I love, is asking you to think outside the box and communicate something that's a bit of a shocker probably. And then you've got the Karma card here. You've got the Four of Brushes here, which is the Four of Wands, and then you've got the Brother of Brushes. So these two Wands cards are making me think that you need to be more assertive in what you want. And you've also got here, if there is a relationship that's died in the past, it's almost as if to say it's for you to be more assertive, to call the shots and say this is your last chance. You feel that you possibly have been pulled together because of past lives. It just feels right to you. This person's incredibly attracted to you. There's loss, there's a power struggle, it's going on inside the other person. Male or female, there's that masculine energy where they feel that they can almost do what they want and still be romantic. But it's like an old-fashioned feel, as if, you know, that's what my dad used to do. You know, the type of thing, is it was just the way that they were brought up, that there was somebody at home to prepare the meal, and, you know, you've basically given them a little bit more free rein than they perhaps allowed you. You know, that type of feeling. I don't actually mean free rein there. I'm just trying to think of quite an old-fashioned relationship where the man or the woman nowadays expects the person to be there and to be romantic even though they haven't put the effort in. So that's what's going to be the shock in this relationship. It's going to be you turning around and stating, it has to be, it probably does have to be verbally, what you actually want, or just being more dominant in the relationship. I'm not saying you're not already, I'm just saying that might be the way that you can twist your personality a bit to, because it is a shock. And I think about these Aries people, there's nothing they enjoy more than a bit of conflict. Somebody who actually says, not all of them because you're a mixture of everything, but somebody who comes up against them and says, look, this is what I want, that turns them on. It's the type of thing that really gets an Aries person very excited when you actually state who you are and what you want. And even though there is a romantic side with this person, I wonder whether that type of quality in you is the type of thing to get them going. They know you've got that in you because you've got the Two of Cups, and you're the goddess of rascals. Okay. Right. Are you ready for this? So when this person sidles up next to you, very quietly, very masculine, I'm going to say masculine here, and maybe not, very masculine in the way that they probably move their body, but very feminine in their feelings towards you. Your higher self will be saying this to you. Hold on, let me just see. Can you see this? Hi there, pile number 2. Let's see this person's feelings for you in 2021.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Number 2, their feelings for you in 2021. I'm just going to go through it bit by bit. They are coming across as the Fool and Venus and Sheila and the Gig. Now, to me, this speaks of impulsive sexuality. I'm trying to hide these a little bit. The Fool is somebody who's thrown themselves into a situation. Sheila and the Gig has got her Volvo out. So it's almost a feeling of like a gargoyle on top of a church. We get these in Britain, and it's almost, to me, it speaks of somebody who's openly sexual and who is actually seen in the past as being not acceptable, especially in church situations where you're actually seen as a gargoyle. So, and Venus there is, I think it's something that you do quite naturally. You're quite natural with your sexuality, you're quite natural with your beauty. And it makes me think of something impetuous. So this person's feelings for you are almost like a sexual pull that feels as if, I say impetuous. That's not the word, is it? I don't know. It's almost as if it's a pull that they can't resist. So their feelings for you are very magnetic in an almost Pluto type way. Right, their feelings for you. They're a mixture, from this pile down here, they're a mixture of air and fire and pentacles. This person sees you as being multifaceted in many ways and fitting into many different situations, many different scenarios. and many different characters. So you're like a shapeshifter of the last pack. I wonder whether you've seen this person quite a few times and whether you've been with different people and they just can't quite suss you out. The first pile made me think of somebody who'd been in a past relationship. This pile is making me think of somebody who can't quite get their mitts on you. They find you extremely sexually attractive. You're quite alluring in that way. But it's also as if they see you in groups that they can't quite get hold of you. They don't know. They feel that you're the shapeshifter. They're subconsciously, they feel as if their heart has opened and they feel like, it's almost like an excitement, an out of control feeling of not quite understanding what's going on in their trousers or of their skirt as well as in their heart. So it's with these cards here quite sexual, and then subconsciously there's like an emotional component here. So it must be quite confusing for them with these two cards coming out quite, and then there being some sort of group situation here. I think what they're going to do, let me just carry on a minute. The Six of Swords. There's a work situation here. There's like Three of Pentacles is people working together, and then there's a group situation or a work situation. The Three of Cups is just a group again. So this is somebody that you know or you see and you're always in a group, and this person finds it really difficult to get close to you. They're feeling a huge sexual pull towards you. But with the Ace of Pentacles as well, there's also that emotional feel towards you too. They can't grasp who you are, and they feel to get closer to you that they may have to mimic or shift themselves in order to be accepted by you, because you've got the Hermit card up here, somebody who goes away and keeps thinking about situations, and you've also got the Hermit card here for their intentions. And this card in particular is like it's like a gargoyle who has their back to the card. So your person is like a mutable sign. It's like Pisces or something like that feels that they need to change themselves or to dissolve into who you are to be accepted by you. And what they want to do is they want to make themselves known to you. The Six of Swords is moving towards you. The Queen of Wands is something, it's like, to me, it's making me think like a fantasy that they're having of coming to you, and you've been so excited, and they just think that she's sexuality again. There's a real strong, exciting bond here with you. This is what they're either, I think, is almost hoping. This makes me think of somebody who's not had that much contact with you. You know who it is because you are watching. You know who it is because you have an eye on them too. This person's feelings for you are that they don't know who you are because you're different every time that they see you, and they often see you in groups. The Queen of Wands here makes me think that they want to come towards you. Actually, I think they are feeling with the Fool. The Fool twice. That's Sheila, the Fool. It just makes me think of excitement, and with two Fools here, and the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands, they can't quite control how to contact you. They've had a lot of thinking about how to get close to you. They see you a lot, I think, but I don't think there's been that much of communication between you, and the feelings are there. It's almost as if the feelings are flourishing after the sexual attraction. So they almost trying to temper themselves a little bit so they don't stumble over their words. They don't come across as being too excited. But their feelings for you are big, sexual, but still with that real soft feeling. And I don't think that the end card is the Hermit. Their feelings for you are strong, but it's almost as if... Do you know what I think? There's you watching this person, they're watching you, and I think this is just going to carry on. It's going to be a huge battle between trying to get them to come out of their tortoise shell and actually speak to you, because this person is almost bursting with the need to communicate with you and the need to do something exciting. Okay, right, I'm just going to sum up this pile. So, the Fool, Venus. There's a feeling of a new situation. This is new. This is new. Just thought this. There's a feeling of a new situation, a new fresh start, an exciting new start where there is a real attraction, not only physical attraction as in like the beauty, but also a sexual attraction that's also got a really strong emotional component to it as well. This person is watching you in a group situation, and I think may have been watching you for quite a while. You are doing exactly the same. They want to come towards you in a huge, strong feeling of wanting to come towards you. But it's almost as if there's a lack of confidence with this person that you may not accept them unless they can change, which is a real mutable feel about it. So, and it makes me think immediately of somebody that's Pisces, possibly Pisces Aquarius, that type of feeling of thinking they need to change to fit in with you rather than just showing up as they are. The Emperor card was in the last pile, and that person tends to be who they are because they don't feel any need to change. Very much more of a fixed feel to it. This person, I'm not going to say lacks in self-confidence because I think don't get this, it's just who they are. They're very flexible. Do you know what I'm thinking? It's a type of person who's old and their hair hasn't gone grey, because I always think people who are flexible, and I mean flexible physically, like they can touch the toes, they have more copper in their system, so they actually go grey later. So if you're grey early on, start eating avocados, because I honestly ask this question to everybody. They've got like really dark hair and they're old. Okay, back to this. I forgot. This person wants to move towards you. They're trying to change who they are. The excitement is there. They find you sexually magnetic. The pull is there, and it's almost as if they're nervous and they're afraid of blurting their words out. So what they're actually going to end up doing in 2021 is almost thinking on it. There's going to be lots of watching, lots of waiting. You know who this is because you're looking at them too. I think also, you're aware of their feelings towards you, but you're looking for stability and you're too afraid to rock the boat too. So I don't know why that is. I don't know whether you're already in a partnership or whether this person is not really the right person for you with regards to where you think they fit in. I don't know. Because your advice is this. You've got the Four of Brushes, which is the Four of Wands. So that's stability. It is like celebration after bringing the harvest in, but it's always within four walls, which makes me think of number 4 is stability. You've got the Ten of Pentacles, which again makes me think of stability, something established, an established family, just happy, financially secure. And you've got the Tower card here, which is basically rocking that all apart. So I don't know whether that makes me think whether you are in a relationship. So that isn't actually giving me the advice that I wanted to end on. Okay, I'm going to give you some anyway. Hold on. Are you ready? My advice would be this. This is putting me on the spot, put myself on the spot. So this person is really fallen for you. You're both watching, you're both waiting. The pull is huge. You're in group situations. This person's going to do nothing about it because there's some sort of boundaries there from both sides. Both of you feel like you can't do something unless something falls to pieces. This is not good advice. I'm going to give you really granny advice, okay? Hi there, pile number 3. Let's have a look at this person's feelings for you over 2021.
La música de Harry Frog.
Okay, right then, pile number 3. This feeling has that really strong Jupiter-Saturn conjunction feeling about it. It's almost like expand, contract, expand and contract. I'm going to go through it bit by bit. Now, it starts off initially, this is the small square, which is like a compact version of the whole read to me. And it starts off with the 5 of Pentacles, which, oh, excuse me, which makes me feel that there's a feeling of being shut out of the relationship, but it is crossed by the star. So it's almost as if there is something that's said or something that's picked up, or you hear something that makes you feel as if it's going to restart again, as if you think it's over possibly. No, I don't think that. You think that the relationship is just a nice relationship, and then you hear something else, or something starts blossoming and it starts turning into something different. Right, I'm saying it's not a totally new relationship, which is more the second pile, because you have got in the past, you've got Temperance and the 6 of Cups. These two cards together, it's almost as if the still water here, and it starts rising into a heart, and then you've got the 6 of Cups here, two people that feel really comfortable together, and it starts turning into something else. So their feelings for you are already good, but not quite humdingly sexual, or the attraction isn't there. It's just a commitment with regards, like an emotional commitment, where you just make this person feel good, and the attraction is just a strong friendship, love type feeling. Do you know when you have like a mate or somebody that you just pull towards, when you were young and you go to school and you would just search them out straight away because they were just either fun or there was just a comfort with them that made them feel really good. This is how this person feels to you now. There's an attraction, there's a pull, but it's almost as if they can't explain it because it feels so natural. And then it turns into, probably as the year goes on, because there's not a rush on these two cards, the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups. It's like this relationship is already there. It's not like a new one. It's somebody you already know, and then you carry on down the same path. Both these cards, or these, I can't know, the heart with the flowers and the little frog, they're both being watered. So it's almost as if your relationship is going to be fed bit by bit by bit. It's not an explosion. It's not like the Ace of Wands. Not checking. No, you haven't got it. It's like a love that's nourished in some way. I think this is somebody that you know. And with you, I'm just thinking here, looking at your cards at the side, with regards to what I said earlier about the Jupiter-Saturn, it's almost like a feeling of knowing what's going on, but not running away with it too much, because you've got the Queen of Pentacles up here, and then you've got Jupiter. So the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's quite steady, she's quite staid, she's quite controlled, she's quite mature, and Jupiter is none of that. So it's almost that feeling of, I want to take it faster, I want to take it quicker, I want it to move quicker, I want this person to come towards me in a more passionate way. But also, like the Queen of Pentacles, she can wait it out. She's like, no, hold on, I can do this, I can play the long game. And I think that is going to be more the tack that you need to take. And I wonder whether they're thinking the same as well. This card that you've got up here, which I pulled for you, is the Ace of Earth. It's the mother that arises. Can you see this? No, you can't. It's the mother that arises from chaos. And it just says to embrace life and to keep your arms open, just keep going. It's almost like honouring what you already have and then pulling it towards you slowly and nourishing it and nurturing it. Really sort of sweet feeling about this. And once again here, up here, with regards to their feelings towards you, they need to, I suppose it's both of you, isn't it? They need to keep the relationship alive. And the Ace of Pentacles, this is you, and it's almost as if you're trying to find a way to this person's heart, and they're actually, I'm going to say drip feeding because that's got negative connotations, but they're just trying to nurture it so that it turns into something else. You know this person, it makes me think of a really warm friendship that's going to turn into something else. They're coming across as trying to be quite cool about the whole thing. They think they sense what's going on, they sense the movement in the relationship, they sense the feelings, but it makes me think of somebody who's trying to pretend that it's not. I think they are trying to be the Queen of Pentacles. You need to be the Queen of Pentacles too, you both do. There's a coolness there, there's a need to take it easy. But with regards to their feelings, how it progresses, the Prince of Wands is the end card. So it changes from the King of Swords. This person's feeling changes from the King of Swords to the Prince of Wands at the end. And the Prince of Wands is somebody who has... Do you know what it makes me feel? It's like you're feeding these plants and this frog Viagra, and then as it continues and it moves, you just like little bits each day, just a little bit each day, you know, you're just putting it into the water without saying anything, and then that's when it turns into the Prince of Wands. It's just that feeling of the passion and the excitement. It's a slow burner, but it's definitely going to be there. You've got somebody here, all three powers have been the same, as if the person you're asking about with regards to their feelings and what they're going to do, I think this Prince of Wands is going to take a long time in coming. It's almost as if it will be nurtured and nurtured until it gets towards the second half of the year. Because this person's almost coming across as playing the cool game for quite a while. And your advice with regards to this situation is the Devil. Draw your raised bridge and the Moon. Okay. There's two ways you can take this. My first thought was I didn't actually redraw. I was thinking pull down your bridge because you've got the Devil here. I wonder with this person that you know whether you're very close to becoming a little bit more... not involved than they are, because I think they're exactly the same, but engrossed in a situation that you lose perspective of and you start treating it differently, and then you'd be in danger of losing it because you would have a different perspective and come across less of this, you know, like beautiful friend or the person that you just get on with really well. And that is what is actually making this relationship develop, because you've got the Star card here for their feelings and you've got the King of Swords. So that's very Aquarius-y. This is somebody who really idealises friendship in some way. So they don't want you becoming the Devil, but they want you to... Okay, let's just take it, draw up your razor bridge. Draw up your what? Draw the raised bridge. This is what it's making me think of. You becoming a little bit more obsessed with the relationship as it develops, because it's the excitement and the fun and it's romantic, and then this person actually is still enjoying the friendship because that's the way that they function anyway. I would say you're being asked not to cut off from this person because you're not getting exactly what you think it should have turned into within a time scale. And it's almost like controlling your imagination in some way. Right, I'm going to sum this up and I'm going to write a little note for you. This year ahead, with regards to the person you're asking about, is going to be a control of when to expand and when to constrict and when not to cut off totally. You've got a real connection with this person. You make this person feel really good and at home. This person with these two Aquarius cards really values friendship. Is this coming from a place where you've had to build yourself up to get into this whole situation, and that's going to continue? It's almost as if you're going to have to keep their feelings for you as they are really sweet, but they know and you know that this relationship needs to carry on being nurtured without you going into too much into romantic mode, because that's not the way to get to this person's heart. You've got to basically be a little bit crafty and drip feed them and just be yourself, because that is the way you're going to find your way through the maze to this person who I think is possibly quite cool. And their feelings, if this is their hopes and fears, it's you being a little bit more cool-headed. I'm not saying you're not already, but I think with these cards at the end, this person is somebody that, this person is somebody that needs a slow approach, not like a earth sign who just takes it slow because that's the way they function. It's almost a case of that they enjoy the beginning or the long drawn out, it's like foreplay, isn't it? It's like long drawn out friendship. It's quite cruel. If you're feeling this, and their feelings for you are there, but they want to elongate. I don't know. And they eventually get there. I think that you won't know this person's true feelings till the end of the year, or at least past mid-year. It's just going to carry on being the nice relationship that it is with, string it out, because these undercurrents are probably the best bits of relationships. It's the bits where you both are attracted to each other and you both know it and you're both feeding it and you're both coming out of this sort of feeling like you haven't met anybody for a long time you felt attracted to. So just keep going with it. Right, okay, so excuse me a moment, I'm just going to get your board and write your note. Your note, if this was from your higher self, would be, God, it's a bit like pile number 2, really. It would be enjoy every moment, savour this relationship, feelings like this don't come around too often, don't jump the gun. Just take it easy because it's exciting, it's lovely, it's sweet and it's just fun, and it's almost as if you could jump into this devil situation, but this person stuck to it. This person won't know how to react to that, and they basically are very cool and collected with regards to relationships. Doesn't mean they don't love deeply at all different ways of loving. So if your attraction is quite strong, you've just got to not go down the devil and the moon route and pull up your drawbridges. Just keep yourself open, keep yourself loving, and just realise that people have different ways of expressing their love. Right, good luck with that. Pile number 3, really nice pile. Have a lovely, lovely new year, probably all inside our own houses, but I hope you enjoy yourself and I hope next year is really fun for you. Bye.